Well, uh, as you may know, uh, May 1st is the National Day of Prayer. And I just wanted to take this opportunity beforehand to express my encouragement, if you will, and to encourage people to take advantage of that opportunity. Though we should be praying every day, morning and evening, and at any time in between, it is a good opportunity for self reflection and to identify that which matters most to you. And we have obviously many things in the world to offer a prayer for or petition uh, our God, whatever God that you worship, to petition your God for that which you feel deeply about. And I think about, there are many places that are experiencing famine, lack of rainfall, too much rainfall. There is crime. There is uh, things on the world stage that are extremely disturbing. There's the decay of morality, corruption. All these things need to have prayers offered up for them. And I'll tell you, it's not so much um, that God will intervene and relieve those situations, but prayer is a unifier, and there is power in numbers. When you have a group of people that are focused on the same want or outcome of a situation, and they offer prayers, I don't want to say it has more weight than a personal prayer, but there is power in numbers. And sometimes God is just waiting for us to um, acknowledge to Him that we can be united in a common cause, that we can be united in petitioning for an outcome. Uh, and this has happened many times before. Uh, I think of the Mormon pioneers. They suffered a massive drought out there in the Salt Lake Valley. And their prophet at the time uh, announced from the pulpit to the people to pray, to fast, that relief would come. He understood, he petitioned the people to rally around this cause. Don't consume yourself with pity and self loathing, but to rally around the cause and to offer up the desires of your heart to the one who can relieve it. And rain did happen. And, people can chalk it up to coincidence. People can chalk it up to global warming if they want. They can chalk it up to, it was time to rain. But are we really willing to gamble that? It's interesting. I'm preparing to return to a country that I have fallen in love with a couple of years ago in 2012, and that is the country of Slovakia. It is a wonderful, beautiful country, rich with um, a most hospitable and cultural people, yet modern. And I've been invited to return to that country with a small delegation this year to a community called Tisavec. And Tisavec is celebrating their 680th year in 2014. And, I've made a video before about this, but I still continue to be in awe at a community of such a modest size. I believe it's around 4,500 to 5,000 people, uh, still existing after 680 years. And it blows me away because we as Americans have a hard time understanding that when our very nation is less than half that in age. And most of our towns, like the community I live in, we're talking no more than 150 years old. But to consider a community 680 years, that's something incredible. But bringing this back to the topic of the National Day of Prayer, this beautiful countryside of Slovakia sits on the doorstep of the Ukraine. And again, it's Ukraine, not the Ukraine. Um, and obviously, on the world stage, there is an awful lot of unrest in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin has taken the southern tip, and it is anticipated, rumored, pondered over that he would extend into Ukraine. Personally, it is my belief that he really does want those former republics back, Latvia, Ukraine, and the sort. And, I believe that he is a very slick individual. And I believe he has other means than military to go in and force a people. I think he's got people on the inside working their way towards reunion with the Russia. Part of the National Day of Prayer, at least for me, would be to petition our God that the unrest will subside there, that tempers would be hindered, and even more than that, since I am so fond of Slovakia, to observe for the National Day of Prayer as well as other days the safety and protection of those in Slovakia, that the country may remain intact, that the innocence will continue, that the culture will continue to thrive in the hearts of the young and the old that live there, that their generous hospitality would not be threatened, that their government, though all governments have a degree of corruption in them, will not submit to foreign rule, that they will continue to grow and multiply in their industry. And, as I prepare to return to Slovakia, that is my prayer for them. and bringing it all back home for the National Day of Prayer, I would encourage everyone to um, think of your own homes, your own families, and to pray that you may have the strength, the will, and the courage to correct those things in your home that need to be corrected. If there is alcoholism, that you may find the wisdom and the inspiration to effectively overcome that in your home. I believe there is power in prayer. And as I said before, I believe there is power in numbers in prayer. But I just wanted to make this video to express my own thoughts regarding the upcoming National Day of Prayer, which is May 1st. And, although that we should be praying at all times, I believe that the National Day of Prayer is a unique opportunity for people to collectively rally around certain causes that they truly feel strongly about and to petition the one who can relieve them. So that is my take on the National Day of Prayer.